Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 598, we're going to talk about Bruvac, the Grandiloquent. This was one of the 3 Jumpstart Legends that I pulled. Haven't gotten any of the rest of them, but this is one of the ones, for 3 mana. We get a 1/4 Human Advisor. If an opponent would mill, I'm glad they keyworded that. We've all been calling it mill for, 27 years anyway. Whenever an opponent would mill one or more cards, they mill twice that many instead. So it makes mill is exceedingly hard in Commander, mainly because we're not in 60 card Magic. You're just trying to mill 50 cards from your opponent. It's a 60 card deck. They draw 7 a few turns, so you just gotta mill 50. Well, in Commander, though, they're 100 card decks, and it's a multiplayer environment, so you've got to mill, something like 300 cards. So this makes your spells, twice as effective. So let's get into it. First, we're going to look at our ramp. I have it's not a lot, I've got a Soul Ring, a Sky Diamond, and a Silver Mirror. That's it, But there's not a whole lot of expensive stuff in the deck, so that's fine. Now, creatures. I know the Tempus Gen does not fit the bill, but there are times when you just need a big old creature, and we're mono blue. It's I've actually had a chance to play this deck before talking to y'all about it. So, Tempus Gen did some work. The kind of work he did was he kept big flying beaters off my face. So, I'm running the typical mono. Now, mono blue mill is a significant downgrade from blue black because we don't have access to the really cool 2-color cards. So, but Jace's Phantasm, this is pretty good. Gerald's Mind Crusher, because it builds 5 now 10. That's beautiful. Dreamboard Muse. Oh, wow. Right? Twice the number of cards in their hand. Wall of Lost Thoughts. Here again, you can tell a lot of this is just to try to keep me safe. And then Sphinx of the Chimes. Now, this is a card that does not see any Commander love whatsoever until a specific card was printed. And the reason why, it's 6 mana's a 5/6 flyer. We got to have a reason to play this, right? You can discard 2 non-land cards with the same name, draw 4 cards. Well, we play a singleton format, so this card just doesn't. It reads like it almost doesn't belong in our format. However, there are a few cards that say you can have any number of these in your library. Now, most of which they are small black creatures, but in Ravnica, they gave us Persistent Petitioners, and you can have any number of Persistent Petitioners in your deck. Now, they are human advisors, and you can spend the 1 to make somebody mill 1. That's not what we're in here for. You can tap 4 advisors, of which our commander is an advisor, to have a player mill 12, now 24. So that is kind of beautiful. There are a total of 22 Persistent Petitioners in the deck. So, yeah. This video is going to go quick simply because, we just rolled through a whole bunch of cards. Now, your artifacts that mill typically, I had to put Millstone in there. I know it's, one of the least efficient ways to do it, but it is reusable. But I had to do it just because, it's milling. Mind Crank. Mind Crank's beautiful because it turns every creature everybody has on the board into mill, or even burn spells, or whatever. So if player B is attacking player C, well, you know what? There's some milling going to happen. And then I have Grindstone. Now, I don't have Painter Servant in the deck. I'm not above that. I would totally do it. I just don't have one. Milling is hard enough. That's I would take it. Now, spells that mill. Now, Traumatize is a one-shot kill for one person. Well, I say it's a one-shot kill. Because it takes half and then you double it, it mills their entire library. There's a few ways to come out of this. You've got, what is it, Gaea's Blessing, the Eldrazi's Titans, things like that. And then only one person, and then they have to draw in order to lose. So don't pick the person with the Necropotence. We got a Tome Scour. 1 mana to mill 10 doesn't feel bad to me. Dream Twist, Mind Sculpt, Thought Scour. Put Brain Freeze in there just in case. More than likely, what Brain Freeze is going to do, because it is an instant, we're not going to storm off. I mean, there's not going to be a whole bunch of storm going on in this particular deck. We could engineer that, but I just didn't have the cards to make that happen. But we have 3 other players in the game that can, play some spells. And once you see 3 or 4 spells being played, this now mills 6 cards per spell played, Increasing Confusion, Dreadwaters. Now, Psychic Spiral does not see a whole lot of love. Psychic Spiral, you get to reuse yours, just in case, somebody has forked your Traumatize or whatever. That would actually be the optimal scenario, right? And it mills them that many double. Now, let's see. What enchantments do we have to mill? We have Teferi's Tutelage, whenever you draw a card, opponent mills 2 cards. Now they mill 4 cards whenever you draw a card. So naturally, we've got things like Heuristic Study. Gosh, we need new art for that. Fraying Sanity. Just good old-fashioned milling. Jace's Erasure. Whenever you draw a card, they mill 1. Now 2. Memory Erosion. Still decent. Now, Spectral Cloak is what I have got in here. This is kind of in the boots slot. It doesn't see a whole lot of love. It really, really doesn't. It's old as the hills. Legends. Now, it cannot be the target of instant sorceries, fast effects, or enchantments. Yes, the fast effects, that was a thing back then. But because it doesn't take people very long to figure out, you need Bruvac. Bruvac needs to be in play for this deck. So I've got a Dramatic Reversal because it's a great card, and with enough Petitioners, you can tap them, reversal, tap them again, Mind Control just steals a creature. Now, Future Sight. Yes, Future Sight is the reason why I'm running an Evolving Wilds in a mono blue deck. But it is akin to card draw. The top card of your library, and yes, Future Sight will stick you with lands, and that's why you don't play the land out of your hand just absolutely first on your turn. You keep playing that Future Sight card to get those extra card draws that are not draws, But I've always loved Future Sight and cards like it. They're awesome. And the Evolving Wilds is there because once you do get that second land on top of your library, you can crack the Wilds and shuffle it up and, try again. I guess since we're doing non-basics, we'll do the rest. The Mystic Sanctuary, when it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target Traumatize on top of your library, which if you have Future Sight is kind of beautiful. And then we have Shelldock Isle, which is just, it rewards you for playing mill, right? Now, if there is a card I am not responsible enough, oh, dang it, okay, for my opponents to play, it's Force Fruition. Now, it's a great card. They play a spell, they draw 7. Everybody likes to play a card, draw a card. But playing a card drawing 7 is a little much. If you've never played against it, or you can always tell an opponent that's never played against it, because the first time it happens, you can see the light bulb go off in their head, and it's like, oh, this is not good. It reads like it's good, but it's not. Now, I've got a little bit of counter magic. I tried to do, stuff like didn't say please, because it counters it, and they mill 3, now 6, which, Thought Collapse, pretty much the same card. And then, of course, we have Rewind, Negate, and Dissipate for those things you never, ever, ever want to see again. What's left? Bounce. We have an Unsummon, a Devastation Tide. Now, the Miracle stuff works real well with the Future Sight. You can just stop when there's a Miracle card on top of your library, right? And then that way you're going to draw it first that turn. So, kind of neat. Chain of Vapor and Vapor Snag. So, that is Bruvac. That is number 598. I'm still putting together deck number 600. I'm super excited about it. Yes, there are a few decks here. None of those are 600, but I'm excited. I got something special planned for y'all. I'm going to try to make 600 the biggest event I have done. So I appreciate you watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But, it's been a while, hasn't it? I got to put it in the box and put it on the wall. Yeah, I really like these face cards in Jumpstart. Now, why they're magic backed, I have no clue. But there's one for each theme. So I'm just using those as the back of the commander, Yeah, I got some heart ones, but I don't put them on there right, mainly because the heart covers up valuable game text. And I need as much help remembering as I can, because there's a whole bunch of magic cards. Now, I have a lot of them just straight committed to memory, but for the most part, I don't. So let's go put this on the wall. Number 598. You tell I've been working on that deck a while because it's not in the pink sleeves that I've been using the past couple months. I actually was working on a Persistent Petitioner deck. I just, every Persistent Petitioner I would get, I would just throw into that box. And figured eventually at some point in time I would build a deck with it. I didn't know who the commander would be. I just, it's one of those things, I had faith that something would be printed. Kind of like the elephant, the Tribal Elephants box. I'm pretty sure when we get a legendary elephant, it'll be green and white. The other eligible possibilities I've already used on other things, so that's why I haven't done it yet. But yeah, every now and then I do that, and it paid off. I had a big shout out to Chris Thompson. He donated 5 more Persistent Petitions to the cause, which brought me up to that 22, which is, it's enough. You got a 22% chance. So, and it's enough to give you enough other stuff of the deck to try to make it work. I played it once. I feel like it may be a little light on the card draw. Probably. Maybe I need another Prosperity because that does double duty. It helps put the cards in my hand and it gets cards out of their library. But my last Prosperity is on the table for, who is this commander? Yrus. Xyrus, the snake thing, 3-color snake. So that's what I've got. I do appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing. You got my new pillow. But thank y'all so much. Right now, we're gonna shuffle and cut. Oh, I've already said the shuffle and cut thing, so I'm gonna add on to this. And I know I don't normally do this. I'm trying out a new audio setting. So let me know what you think about this particular audio. I feel like it's marginally better than it was. So anyway, now for reals, we're going to shuffle and cut.